Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Sky Lounge. I am your host, Kevin, and boy, do we have a lineup here today. And of course, I hit the wrong button. There we go. The Brady Bunch. We're all here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I should probably put up the banner and say, hey, welcome, everyone. Look at this.
That's good. Hey, everybody.
This is turning into quite a talk show, is it not?
It's very nice.
Yes. Look at everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello, hello. All right, well, welcome back. As you all know, this is a chance for all of you to chat live with us here at Airline Videos Live. And here we are on a Saturday night once again. All right, so we have Nick, the Jet Tip right next to me. Hello.
Hi, I got to make sure. Oh, hi over there.
And we have Smee, plane spotter and one of our great mods, part of Airline Videos Live. Hello, Smee. Welcome to the Sky Lounge.
Hey, thank you. It's great to be here. I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely. Thanks for being here. And right below me is Mr. EP himself, Brad. Hello, Brad. Jeez. Brad, I think your mic is still muted. Yes. There we go. Hello.
I'm an amateur at this still. Hi.
Mr. EP.
I said you're supposed to kiss the jersey.
Yes. And then we have Brandon, just a plain guy. Hello, Brandon. Welcome back. It's Brandon. Brandon, your mic is muted as well. I told everybody to mute their. See, this is the thing. I told everybody, please mute your mics during that whole 4-minute introduction.
Hello.
So, hello, Brandon.
Still learning.
Welcome back.
We're just good at following directions, is all.
Yo.
Yes, exactly. And of course, Rudy, LA plane spotter Rudy. You know Rudy. Welcome.
Hey, everyone.
Welcome. All right, and welcome everyone. Lots of people in the chat already. So again, we're here to talk about aviation, plane spotting, the show, anything that's on your mind. So if you guys have any questions, send them our way. We will do our best to get to as many of them. But first, this has been now a thing on the show for the last 3 shows. Rudy is going to play something for us. Right, Rudy? All right. We'll pot down the music. Here we go. Good job, Rudy, as always, taking us into the holiday week here. Excellent job. And that's not all, Rudy. You also still have your calendars up for sale, correct?
Yes. I hope that Hark the Herald Angels Sing brought you some joy today. I hope everyone's doing well. I, was trying to figure out what to play for you all. And I was just thinking, I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday season and, of course, a Happy New Year. So just wanted to bring you some joy if maybe you're feeling a little down today. Just a little pick-me-up. So hope you enjoyed that. But yes, my calendar.
Calendars, yes.
My calendar, still up for sale or still available for sale, for purchase, I should say. So if you're interested, please send me an email there.
Right there.
I realize
Absolutely.
the cameras are mirror imaged here, but here is my email address. Send me an email address if you're interested. I still have about 25 calendars available left to sell, and that will be it. They will go quick. So if you're interested,
Limited
send me an
edition.
email. Limited
I got mine
edition.
yesterday. It's
I need
gorgeous.
to get mine.
It's a great calendar.
Oh,
Absolutely.
awesome. I've been getting some emails from some of the first customers to put in their orders, and so far it looks like everyone's really happy, so that makes me happy. But just to give you a little preview, There's January.
Ooh.
My birthday month.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, sir.
February.
Ah, I know that airport.
Yeah. And I'm going to leave it there. If you want to see the rest, send me an email address or send me an email to my email address and just let me know that you're interested in a calendar. And
That's an
please send me. Yeah, there you go. Can't give it all away. Please
you're
send me
getting
your
into
mailing
spoiler
address.
territory.
Yeah. Yeah, so let me know.
Again, yes. Send him an email. $25 plus shipping. Great.
Yes.
Perfect. Rudy put a lot of time and effort and love into that calendar. Thank you so much,
Yes,
Rudy.
absolutely.
All right.
Thank you.
So we have some new faces on the show here today. Smee. You might know Smee from one of our mods on the live show. Hello, Smee.
Hey, good to see you all.
Hello.
Hey.
Thanks for being here.
I'm so glad to be here.
Tell us just a quick, brief history on you. You have been a plane spotter for how long? Tell us about your favorite plane, where you like to spot, all that jazz.
Yeah, so I started plane spotting because Tiki, took me for the first time about 12 years ago. And so my local airport, SFO, I'm biased, that's my favorite airport. But we have plane spotted all over the place. San Diego, LAX, we plane spotted at Lahui in Hawaii. All over the place. We plane spotted at Marin, one of the coolest spots when I believe it was the Endeavor was flying on top of the 747 over the Golden Gate Bridge. Got some pretty cool shots of that. Yeah, it was amazing. And so being at the airport and spotting is like a sense of calm for me and relaxing. We go out really often. It's my happy place to be out there. My favorite airplane is the 747 for sure. And
Can't go wrong with that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you're a mod for us here on the live stream.
Yeah.
How's that working out?
It's amazing. It's such an exciting and vibrant place to be. I think the coolest part about being a mod is getting to know so many amazing. We have the best viewers in the world, right? But getting to know some amazing people from all over the world and have this sort of coming together and collective sharing of experiences they have spotting and flights they've been on and things that they love. And it's a really cool experience getting to know some of these folks really well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we love that you're part of the chat. People absolutely look forward to the chat because of the
Always
mods
a party.
and all the-
Always a
yes.
party.
Always a party. Absolutely.
Oh,
Thank
yes.
you so much. And another new face onto the show. Certainly not a new face on the broadcast, but certainly on the Sky Lounge. Executive producer Brad Ward. Hello,
Aloha,
Brad.
awakea kako. How's it going? How's it?
Yeah. So, Brad, your love for aviation, long-standing.
Oh,
correct?
jeez, long-standing. Yeah. So, boy, I don't even know when it starts. And my mom has a picture of me when I was like 6 with a plane that I had, and I thought it was just the coolest thing ever. And yeah, it's really, especially commercial aviation, for some reason it's just stuck. And I think actually where I think the biggest thing that happened for me was when I was a kid. We actually lived in Egypt for 4 years, and we lived right on the arrival path of one of the runways at Cairo Airport. And so I got to see all sorts of cool stuff fly by. Like my favorite were the old Gulf Air L-1011s and the Saudia L-1011s as well, and their 747s, and it was just amazing. And I used to just sit on my balcony for hours just watching them go by. And so that's kind of where it started. And eventually after college, I kind of figured like I had to give working in the industry a shot. And so I started a law firm. I went to a stock brokerage, and I was like, no, I got to do this for a job. I have to at least try. And so I've been working in the industry for, it'll be 22 years in April.
Wow.
It's still an experiment, still experimenting. So, but yeah, so far it's going pretty well. But yeah, that's my scoop.
Well, always doing a great job behind the scenes at Airline Videos Live, Brad Ward.
Just trying to poke you in the right direction anyway.
Yeah, exactly. He's always sending me texts during the show. You said this wrong. No, this is that. Yeah, it's. He's always got my back. So thank you so much, Brad. All right, before we move on, There's some shout outs we got to get to. John Gibson always supported the channel with a $2 tip. Awesome, one of our YouTube members. Thank you so much, John. Appreciate that. And Jan, $4.99 tip says, "Hi Kevin, when will the next live stream happen?" I'm from Chengdu, China. Now, did I say that right, Brad? Chengdu?
Yes, you did. Chengdu.
Okay,
nice.
Right.
You
If I said it wrong, Brad would be texting me on the phone. You said that wrong. The next
on
night stream. Yes, exactly. The next night stream, possibly this coming week.
Oh.
Well, now tomorrow, it's the big show, so it always kind of goes into the night. There'll be a little night cam tomorrow, but certainly the night stream, kind of like we had last night, possibly next week, Monday or Tuesday. We'll talk about that more. So thank you so much. And there was another, Mary Wright with a $2 tip. Also another YouTube member. Thank you so much, Mary. Apparently, Mary sent you 2 emails. Got no email.
Yeah, I just responded. So sorry about that.
Okay.
Some of these emails are going to spam, so I will double check that and make sure I get back to everybody. Sorry about that.
All right, and Brandon, hello and welcome back.
Hello. Thank you for having me. How's
everything
everybody doing?
in the aviation world with you?
Everything's going good. Everything's going good. Hey, everything's going good. Actually, just chopped it up with a former with a pilot today that I know. You guys might know him, but his name is Brian. But I was able to talk with him today. He was actually flying to Hawaii, and he let me tour the 757 cockpit. And
nice.
Yeah, so everything's going great. I'm happy where I'm at, and it's a blessing. So
excellent. And do you still have that model to open up a little bit later?
oh yeah, let me just.
Okay. No, wait. Don't hold on. We'll get to that a little bit later.
Don't do it. Okay. All right.
Not
okay.
yet. We'll save that.
I'll leave it.
Brandon has
I'll
this
leave it
brand
right
new huge model that he just picked up. You just picked it up yesterday.
Yeah.
Got it in the mail. He said he was
Yeah.
going to open up on the show here today. So if we love models. Oh, and by the way, Rudy and I have a very special gift from Randy Schwartz.
Oh wow.
Randy wanted us to open up these live on the show, so we'll get to that a little bit later on as well.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Randy.
Nick, welcome back from Jet Tip.
Thank you for having me back, Kevin.
Well, a lot of news going on this week in terms of new liveries out there and whatnot, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, JetTip, of course, is one of the best ways to find out when those new special liveries are coming to your airport. And we've been lucky. Several have been announced this week. And we've got a few of them to show on screen here.
Yeah.
Delta
God.
just revealed this beautiful A330-900 Neo with the large Team USA graphics. And I think several of us were surprised to see this. Delta is usually a little more subdued with their special liveries. They do like the big words on the sides of fuselages lately, and this is no exception. This looks pretty good. So Team USA graphics with a nice dark blue to light blue fade on there and some extra red on the belly also. That is good. I'm currently scheduled to come back through Minneapolis tomorrow, so I'm hoping to get out and see it. Maybe we can even join you on the live stream. We could do a remote from Minneapolis, if that might be exciting.
Look at that.
So,
That's a beautiful point.
Good idea.
That'd be cool.
fingers crossed, huh?
Yeah, just
Very
don't
cool.
expect to see that from Kevin because it's extremely unlikely that it'll ever go through LAX because they just don't route their 33900s through there unless it's a charter or a sub.
Yeah.
That would be the only situations.
It's a rare example where Minneapolis has the edge over Los Angeles, so I'll take it.
Right.
Sorry, Kevin.
Yeah, no, and there was plenty more as well. Speaking of sports, I think.
Yeah, so we've got
Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, so yesterday, this kind of got the Team USA plane had kind of leaked out on the internet. People kind of had an inkling that was on the way. This Arizona Cardinals 777, I don't think anyone had any idea that this was about to happen until pictures started showing up online. So this is one of the former, when COVID happened, Delta quickly retired their 777 fleet. This is one of their 777-200 ERs, N867 Delta Alpha. And it is now, as you can see, has been retrofit into a VIP configuration for the NFL's Arizona Cardinals football team. Wow. Very, very sharp looking airplane. Yeah, and I'm very excited. I hope hope the team schedule works out that I'll get a chance to see that at my local airport. But that'll be good as they travel this year. They just flew to Detroit today, and it'll be apparently it's in service starting today. So very impressive.
They're the only second team to actually have an official plane like this, correct? I mean, the Patriots and the Cardinals.
The Patriots and the Cardinals are the only NFL teams that have their own aircraft here in the United States. Of course, the Detroit Red Wings and Pistons share an MD-81. That's an AvGeek favorite.
Right.
And there is also the Dallas Mavericks fly on Mavericks One, which is a private 757 that their owner has access to also. But
There's
as far
also
as
the Coyotes plane, the 757 in Phoenix. The Coyotes,
that's
Phoenix Coyotes.
That's true, and I'd have to double check and see if that's still flying for them. That's a very good point. So yes, sharp looking airplane.
So this plane came from Delta, and the best I can tell is Delta retired it with the mass extinctions of wide bodies that we went through a while back, and it flew it to, I think it was in Marana, and then they dug it out of the desert, and my hunch is that interior is still 100% Delta Airlines if you walk through that door, except for maybe some Delta logos, because I was reading that they have like 28 first seats and then like 330 economy or something like that. But do you have more on that, Nick?
The Cardinals posted some stats on what the seating configuration is. I would have to compare that to see what Delta's seating chart looked like beforehand. But yes, who knows? It spent some time in Lake Charles, which is where they have in Louisiana. They have a facility that's known for doing VVIP interior retrofits. So I don't know if it was a simple reupholstering, getting rid of some logos inside, or adding some. Who knows? But it was down in Louisiana for long enough that it could have had some work done. So who knows?
Interesting. Wow.
And then last but not least, a beautiful new special livery that is in the queue from Alaska Airlines. This hasn't entered service yet, but some AvGeeks up in the Seattle area got some pictures of test flights going. This is a 737 MAX 9 doing a test flight up there. This is courtesy of my friend Chris Edwards, Woody, also known as Woody's Aero Images. Got some really excellent photos of this. Very nice looking airplane with some cartoon orca whales running the length of the fuselage. And then we've got a photo of one breaching, I guess. I'm not a marine biologist. I think that's breaching on the tail there. So, but yes, a very fun and whimsical special livery, and very well executed by Alaska. I am hoping that we get an equipment swap that sends a MAX to MSP. Otherwise, probably I'll have to come down to Los Angeles again sometime to see this. But very good looking airplane. So,
what do you guys think of this? We were talking about this earlier. I have a problem. It's very nice. I like the color, the blue. Love it. I love the graphic of the whales. The only problem I have is you're mixing a graphic and a real life picture on the tail, and to me that's just something you don't mix together very well. Now there's theories of why that happened. To me it just looks a little strange, but I mean it's gorgeous. It looks great. Alaska always doing a great job with their special liveries. I just would have either kept it either all real photos or all graphic. That's just my personal taste.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to know if there was an advantage of doing a wrap on the tail that looks like that's a large sticker that's back there. But I mean, they could have done the cartoon treatment on a wrap also. Who knows? Right. It looks good. I am not a graphic designer by trade, so what do I know? But
what do you guys think?
I love it.
Yay, nay? What do you guys think of the idiots?
I love it.
It's a cool livery.
I think it's cool too.
Oh yeah, no, it will be something all plane spotters will be rushing out to get. That's for sure. Wow, so many new liveries. It seems like we just have more new liveries every single week, every month. It seems like
I actually saw the Seattle Kraken today. For the
yes.
Yeah, I actually got to see that, so that was a real nice livery to catch. So.
Yeah, Alaska has not been disappointing us lately with the special liveries. I'm glad they kept coming. Yeah. strangely, I spent some time running up to my home airport here, hoping to see the Salmon 30 Salmon 2 in beautiful light with fresh snow here in Minneapolis today, and they went on the wrong runway for me, not once but twice. So
Brutal.
a little bit of egg on the face with that, but anyway,
Would that technically
they'll
be
be back.
fish sticks on ice in the freezer?
In the freezer section.
In the freezer section, yes.
Yeah.
Cheryl Olson, our #1 fan here of Airline Videos Live, with a $20 tip here today. Thank you so much. Really supporting the channel. Says, Brad, you look so much like my son. Wow, look at that.
Cheryl, I hope your son doesn't have as much gray as I have.
Those cheeks look so pinchable, Brad. Beautiful.
All right, so Nick, I actually have information for you. So on the Cardinals press release says that it has a seating capacity of 288. 166 of those are oversized for comfort, but it includes 28 first-class pods and 48 business-class seats. Now, Seat Guru is saying, so remember, 28 and 48. Now, Seat Guru is saying that Delta had 28 Delta One suites and 48 Delta Premium Select recliner seats, and then 220 seats in economy. So what do you want to bet? They yanked out some rows in economy, spread the seats out a bit to give them more room, and then left everything else the same. That's my hunch.
That sounds like a pretty good theory. I imagine we'll have some braggadocious photos from in the aircraft at some point where we'll get to see them. I know sometimes they're a little secretive with respect to what the interiors look like. I think some of the teams treat the interior as a bit of a trade secret. I don't know if that actually makes a whole lot of sense or not, but that's my understanding. So maybe we'll get to see some clear photos of it. Maybe we won't. But yes, it's fun to speculate with. I'm sure it's nicer than any aircraft I'll be flying in anytime soon.
Yeah. So, Kevin, do you mind if I make a minor segue here real quick? Not a total downer.
Sure,
but
go ahead, Mr. EP.
So Nick and I were talking before the show, and I just wanted to make sure that this got a shout out in the show, just because I thought it was slightly important, and I'm still trying to get used to being in reverse here. Anyway, so a fellow that Nick and I know just online, essentially through some aviation chats, weekly aviation chats that are hosted by an aviation journalist named Isaac Alexander. Anyway, this is a fellow by the name of Bill Kempthorne. He lives up in British Columbia, and we found out that he lost his battle to cancer this week, and that was a very big surprise for us. And he was a really nice guy, extremely knowledgeable about aviation, especially up in Canada, which, I mean, just despite being so similar country-wise, their aviation scene is just really different than ours. And he was a great dude. So I just wanted to make sure that we gave him a little salute here on the Sky Lounge, and fly west, Bill, and thank you for all of the pleasant conversations and all the awesome information you gave us, because we're better for it. So didn't want to bring it all the way down, but I just wanted to make sure that we gave him a little bit of a shout out for that.
Yeah, it was he was a very nice guy and a model. When you think of a stereotypical Canadian, all of the good things and none of the bad, that was Bill. He was a really nice, pleasant guy. And I never had the pleasure to meet him in person, but definitely we became acquaintances online, especially since COVID had started. So anyway, we don't want to be dragging things down too much, but he was a very nice guy, and it's just nice. Aviation is such a nice, large, big community, and especially with the ability to do all of these things online where we get to know each other online, maybe even if we don't get to meet each other in person. It's nice that we're able to develop these meaningful connections and just make sure you really appreciate them, because you never know how long those connections may or may not last. So anyway,
it's true.
Clear skies, Bill, and yes, the show must go on. So
cool.
All right. Sorry to hear that. That's horrible. So, all right.
And then another segue, if you want,
yes.
You want to talk about some 737s briefly, or do you have something else?
We will. Yes. Now, hold on. Now, remember, you guys out there watching, I'm sure you guys are just thrilled by what we're talking about here. But if you have a question for us, make sure send it our way. Any questions you have for our whole panel here, we are here for you guys. So anyway, Brad. Yes, Brad wanted to talk about a question I think that's been asked a lot, right, Brad?
Yes, it comes up in the chat quite a bit, and not like every day, but enough that I think that maybe I can help people out here a little bit. And Rudy can help me. And the question is, how can you tell the difference between a 737 MAX and let's call it a 737 NG or next generation? And I'm gonna leave the original series out, the and 100 through 500. We're gonna leave that completely out. So let's talk 7/8, 9, 6, 7, 8, 9s versus the MAX. And I want to leave you with the three things that you can look at on these planes that stand out as differences between the two. And now what we're going to look at here first is this is a 700, and take a look at the nose gear and the tail end or the aft end of the engine nacelles and the tail cone. Just look at those things in particular. And now, Rudy, let's show the MAX. So on the MAX, this is your number one way to tell a MAX right here. Look at the tail cone. Mm-hmm. It ends up in a point. What they did is they made the aft of the underside of the airplane more aerodynamic, and that's where you get part of your fuel savings. And so you have more of a slope there. It goes for a longer length there, and then it ends almost in a point on that APU exhaust. Let's go back to the 700 real quick. So you can see there's like just flat, and you can see the APU exhaust there, but it just sort of ends like kind of flat at the end, and it's got more of a bulbous shape there as it goes up to it. And then on the MAX, you've obviously got a more of a sloping thing, and it ends in a point. So yeah, the point is the number one way that you can tell you've got a MAX. Number two is, if you can see them, would be the engine nacelles. So here you have the sort of serrated engine nacelles that are meant to be kind of a noise reduction technology. I'm sure that's probably been proven somewhere, but I'm just going to go with it looks cooler. So we'll just, it has ridges, and we'll go with that. So, you don't have to worry about the MAX having a bigger engines. It does. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes, but if you just look at the aft of that nacelle there, and you'll see that serrated edge, that is a telltale sign of the MAX. So switch to the 700 real quick, and you'll see no serrated edge there. So that's another reason. And then this one is really kind of obscure. Chevrons. Yeah, thanks, John.
Chevrons.
And then the last one I'll say, and this one is going to be really kind of hard to tell, and you might have to use your imagination here, but follow me a little bit. They actually lifted up the nose gear a little bit. The nose gear sits taller on the MAX than it does on the NG. So that's to give those engines more clearance. So you'll see a little bit of a squat here on the nose gear, and it just looks like a little lower, and then they propped it up, and so it makes it's not above horizontal, I don't think, but it's enough that it just gives those engines a little more clearance. So and then El Toro 66 is also saying that the engine pods aren't flat at the bottom. That's true too, although that's really kind of hard to see from the side. That's more of a straight on thing. But the number one thing is, if you have trouble wondering, just look at that tail cone. If you see a point, you're looking at a MAX, and that's the easiest way to tell.
Well, the more you know.
The more you know.
The more you know.
That is very useful information. The tail cone being different, I had no idea about. I think a few other people in the comments mentioned the wingtips, and I don't know if that's entirely true or not. I think a lot of those split wingtips are found on some of the NGs also. It just depends on which airline you're looking at.
That's correct. Yeah, you'll see split scimitar winglets on NGs and on MAXs. As far as I know, every MAX has one. Don't hold me to that. But for the NGs, that was mostly an aftermarket add-on. And so it depends on whether the airline wanted to actually take that option or not. And so you'll see some NGs float around I know Alaska has a lot of them, and I think Southwest has some too, floating around 800s and for Alaska 900s that have the split scimitar winglets. But There's obviously a 700 that doesn't have it, but unfortunately that can't be the determining factor between the two, because you'll see that when we're talking about split scimitar, Rudy's showing it right there. You've got the standard winglet, and then what they found was that they were still getting some, well, for lack of a better term, let's call it wake turbulence or wake off that wingtip. That's why that winglet is there in the first place, to disrupt that, because that actually lowers the efficiency of the airflow over the wing off the wingtip, which means more fuel. So they created that winglet to sort of break that up. They realized they still had some down there on the lower end of the wingtip there, and so they created what they call that split scimitar, is what they call it, and that's where that lower part stake there is what that's for. So anyway, yeah, there you go.
All right. Thank you so much. Oops. All right. Real quick. John Walton presents The Next Generation. A tip here today. Thank you so much, John Walton. I appreciate that. I also have one other question here. Let me scroll down real quick.
You know, if I can say, I'm very interested to see what Brad is drinking, because his cup just looks so inviting. What is the mythical drink of choice?
This is a choice organic jasmine green tea.
Oh my God, I knew it was something.
Now the cup is actually really cool. So this is actually made by some artisan up in British Columbia. This is a salmon. There's actually there's a world famous salmon run up in near Kamloops, British Columbia, that every 3 or 4 years the river is just absolutely just covered in salmon. You could walk across the river on fish. Wow. And anyway, we went up there a few years ago to check that out, and they had a little craft fair, and this was made by somebody. It says handmade in Canada, so I'm all about this kind of stuff. So that's the scoop.
Super cool. Hey Kevin, can I show off my mug?
Yeah, real quick. Kristen Mills, one of our diamond members with a tip here today, said, Brad, what's your favorite airport for bird and plane spotting? Give me 1 second. Let's hold on 1 second. Just hold that thought, since we're on the subject of
yes, that's what I was going to say.
I got today.
Wow, look at that.
All
it's
right.
an early Christmas present from Tiki.
That's the bigger mug as well.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Check
Nice.
you out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Brad, your favorite airport for bird and plane spotting. That's
Together at the
Kristen.
same time. It's got to be Vancouver. There's really no other choice, and I mean, and she'll probably agree with me, being from up there. But well, you know what? SFO has got a lot going for it too. And you know, it's funny. I'll tell you guys this. When it was slow up there, Kevin will tell you, I was pushing him, show the birds, because I wanted to see more of the birds, because it's so cool to see the wildlife right there in its own, in their own habitat, and the best of what we do in aviation, right behind it. And it's even better when they don't interact with each other. But that was really cool to see. So I'd say SFO is way up there. But Vancouver, if you ever get a chance, there's a really long spit. It's called the Iona Spit that goes out. If you look on a Google map, you'll see that just off the coast of the Vancouver airport there. And you can walk out that entire spit. And so you'll have planes coming right over you. There's wildlife, birds all over the place. It is fantastic. Those are probably the top two.
Excellent. Darren Smith with a question. How many times have you guys seen the Eastern departure from LAX? The departures on the 7s, the arrivals on the 7s, which is now coming off from the ocean. I know the Nippon Cargo 747-8 the other week, but have there been any others? Well, I mean, we're in the month of December. We're gonna see many days here coming up in the next few months of what they're called reverse ops, Eastern flow, as they also call them. Yeah, they're going to be coming up toward probably the end of December. We saw one last Tuesday with a storm. It was only for a few hours. I was actually kind of shocked that it didn't last longer than that, but the winds changed. Brad, any comment on that?
No, it's Kevin's right. This is the season for the East flow. So you know, here's the trick. I think the trick for Kevin going forward, and we're going to have to kind of work this out a little bit, is there's a balance between like being out there and getting cool east flow shots, and Kevin just getting absolutely drenched and pummeled with wind and rain.
Yeah.
There's a nice middle ground in there somewhere that we haven't quite figured out just yet.
Well, in years past, there's been at least 2 or 3 days where we do get the east flow and there's no rain at all.
That's
because
true.
The storm actually holds off the coast, or it's too far to the north, and it's dry at LAX. I mean, pretty much the last few years, I've gotten plenty of those days. So
Yeah.
there will be the days where there's no rain at all.
Yeah.
And I'll be out there pretty much the whole day giving you guys east ops or reverse ops. So
the
it's coming.
pattern that I've noticed so far, and it started with that first storm in October, and of course you can't extrapolate the entire winter onto this. It's almost like an El Nino winter you guys are having down there, even though I don't think it's an El Nino year, because you guys have had some whopper storms already, and we're just kind of getting fired up on the rainy season right now. So it will be interesting. I'm really hoping you get those dry east flow days. But right now, that storm track just seems to go right over LA. And guess what? It's going to do it later this week, too. So we'll see.
Another question. Ben, question, what kind of engine is in those plane tow vehicles? What kind of horsepower, torque is required to tow a huge plane? Anybody want to take that?
That's Brandon. Brandon's all over that one.
Oh, I mean, I've tried to talk with some of the tow team movers, but I haven't really done my research on that. But I'll get back to you on that. But it's got to be some kind of torque to pull a 787. I will tell you that. I will tell you that. Massive, and the tires are so much bigger than the actual main gears on the main landing gears on the plane. I'm like, huge tires. But so it takes some power. It really does. It takes some power.
And that doesn't spin its wheels too. That's the other fantastic thing, is the grip that those things have is pretty incredible, especially when it's wet.
Oh my God.
Yep. People in the chat are saying it's a La Nina year. I hear you. It technically, yes, it's a La Nina year. I think the people in LA would beg to differ because La Nina is normally pretty dry down there, I think, if I remember correctly, and it's just been one after another so far. So it's fantastic. You guys need it. Yeah. You need this so badly.
We haven't had rain in so long; it's crazy.
Right.
So
right,
I'm not complaining.
Yeah, I remember. I tried to get out of TV news. I was a TV news photographer. After all these years of covering wildfires, we've had some massive wildfires these last, 5 years. And I said, you know what? I need to make the transition and get out of TV news before October, because that's the height of wildfires here in California. They didn't have not one big one this year, and they won't, because, there's just been too much rain. And it's amazing. It's good news. Definitely good news. I just, after all these years of covering fires, I said, I've got to get out before another fire. And lo and behold, there wasn't one this year. So that kind of shows you how the weather system is this year. It's definitely not as dry, definitely more rainy.
And Casey Jones is mentioning that, the airplanes are mostly an empty space and they're not that heavy. I gotta beg to differ with you on that one. A 737-900 can weigh 175,000 pounds. Wow. So, yes, once you get moving, yeah, sure, a lot of engines can do that. But to get 175,000 pounds rolling, and that's just a 737. We're not even talking about wide bodies here. So these are not. There's a reason why when they do these let's tow the plane fundraiser things that you see 50 people move the thing 6 inches.
Yeah. I'm gonna get the. Oh, go ahead, Kevin.
Nick, if you can unmute your mic, I think you're muted.
Oh yeah, I just want to keep the air and sound to a minimum.
I wanted to make sure if you were saying.
Yeah, no, I'm on top of it. I want to treating the viewers right. That's all.
Oh, excellent. Alvinor0293, always supporting the channel. One of our diamond members with a $5 tip, asking, this is a question for Rudy. Rudy, how intense was that wake turbulence after the AN 124 flew over you on that south side? That was, almost a month ago.
That was quite a day. Yeah, it was pretty strong. And actually, I think what really took me by surprise was the noise level. It was so loud, and I wasn't ready for that. but it was pretty strong. After the airplane flew over my head, it was a very strong wind. So yeah, I will never forget that day.
It was quite the day. Yes, random Thursday too.
I guess I'll just throw that in there. I actually went to the Hill today, and the Emirates government presidential plane, the 747, took off. So there were a lot of people at the Hill. I guess I haven't been there in so long. It really took me back to that. Man, I love it up here. So it's like had to be at least 50 people up there. So I guess I
really for that plane.
Kevin, we had little kids that were like 6 years old, and he had a whole setup. He had the tripod, he had the Nikon camera, he had the shotgun mic. I'm like, he was 6 years old, and their moms, their dads, everybody was out there. So it was nice. Yeah,
amazing.
Really nice.
We actually got that live when we were out there. I think it was a random Wednesday. She landed there on 25 left, took a wrong turn. I think there was some communication between the tower, maybe some words weren't said. Instead of making a left, made a right, but it was good for us because it gave us more shots of the 747 passing by us. So, but yeah,
that was a very fortuitous
2 weeks ago
route they took for you guys.
Yeah. And backtracking back on 25 left, so you got to see both sides right up close. That was fantastic. That was very fortunate glitch.
There's a lot of interesting. I mean, that was the same day as the Pawn Cargo 747 taking off on 7 right. I mean, there was just a lot of interesting things that day, and that's I always talk about LAX is always going to throw something at you that you're not going to expect. That was a good day for unexpected.
Speaking of ANA, we had the 777 cargo freighter come in.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So that was nice to see. So LAX is full of surprises.
There was a lot of good special liveries in today. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So
y'all keep these questions coming. Keep them coming.
Brandon, yeah. If you guys haven't there is
a super chat I noticed. Did you get to come? There we go.
Playing Crazy Mikey with a $9.99 tip. Also a diamond member. Oh, you're not. You're just a YouTube member.
Fall off.
This is so cool. I don't want to leave work and miss any of it. Well, you can have us on in your car. Just don't watch it while you're driving. But
I'm sure you got some PTO time saved up. You can leave.
So Kirsten's asking what happened. I think I can explain this because we Kevin and I went back and watched this again. So what happened was they got cleared to turn off of the runway at taxiway Alpha 8, which is the one before Lima, which is the one that we always like to see them land on when they go long. So they turned onto Alpha 8. As they were the instruction from the controller was left on Alpha 8, taxi to Atlantic. And I don't know that the crew right off the top of their head knew which direction Atlantic Aviation was. And they couldn't stop on Alpha 8 because it's too short. There's not enough space between. The tail would still be sticking out on the runway, so they had to choose like a direction to go, and they chose to go right, probably because there's just fewer airplanes that direction, and they thought it was the safer thing to do. So in that regard, they looked like they did the right thing, and then there was clarification with the tower, and they did the whole backtracking and things like that. So if the controller had said left on Alpha 8, left on Alpha, and taxi to Atlantic, then that would have eliminated the confusion. I think the controller just assumed that, and that airplane has been to LAX quite a bit, and that crew has probably been to Atlantic. They probably just assumed that they knew where they were going. And see, that's what happens in aviation. It's really interesting. You have to be super careful. That's why we are always in this industry so careful and so clear about everything, because something small like that can turn into something that's not small really easily.
And what I thought was interesting with that was there was someone important aboard that airplane, because looking at the ADSB feed showing a map of where all the other aircraft were as that 747 was coming in, there was no other traffic that was about to land. They clearly were there was an interruption in the inbound traffic while that aircraft with whoever was on board landed and did what they had to do. And so that was advantageous because it prevented that issue from becoming a larger problem, because they were able to back taxi on that runway and there was nobody else in line behind them, essentially. So that was another factor where just by coincidence of the security circumstances, it ended up being less of a problem than perhaps it would have been otherwise. But
Yeah.
it made for excellent footage. That was very cool to see happen.
Can we answer some more questions? Oh, I didn't. There's a question in here. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was going to get to this one. Brian Bruce with a $4.99 tip, also one of our YouTube members, asking, what is your most memorable flight, good or bad? Brandon, you want to start us off with that?
Yeah, Spirit Airlines.
Overall, or just one certain flight?
Oh,
It was a fantastic experience.
Well, I mean, just that flight. But my most memorable. I've talked about it before. My most memorable is because that was my first flight internationally. I've talked about it before, from when I went from LA to Lagos, Nigeria, Africa. So that was a 14-hour flight. Very tired after that, but that was my most memorable. But my worst flight was, I hate this, I'm sorry, cover that, was Spirit. I'm sorry. Spirit is very good. They get you there, but I'm sorry. Yeah, it was 3 hours was kind of not too memorable for me. So I was going on my way to Kansas, and you know what? They make you pay for water. They make you pay for a little cup of water. Brad is laughing at me, so I know I'm on the right track.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm commiserating like with humor.
Yeah, because like a little cup of water, you charging me that? I'm gonna stop. So I'm gonna stop.
All right, Smee, do you have a memorable flight, good or bad?
That's a great question. I would say commercial, probably flying into Hawaii, into Lahui. That was just exciting and gorgeous. I've also flown on some prop planes. I've done a little bit of skydiving, and so being on some of those Cessnas and stuff was really exciting, for sure. Twin Otter, the Cessnas. It's just fun being in prop planes. Yeah.
Nick, any memorable flights?
I had the opportunity where I ran into some weather and mechanical issues on an Air Canada flight. I was attempting to fly from Montreal to Toronto, and long story short, I got to spend I think 3 or 4 hours on the ground in Montreal in the A330 before that flight finally had to return to the gate, and then I got to sleep on the hard granite in the public area by the baggage carousels at Montreal, and then it was a whole thing. It was fun. Don't sleep in the airport at night, folks. Cuddly, trying to catch a little bit of sleep while snuggling my camera bag, hoping that nothing inside of it walks off was not how I envisioned any nights on that vacation going. So, yeah.
Rudy,
so I'm sure it's a lovely airport. I just didn't like sleeping there.
Rudy, do you want to? Is there any memorable flight?
Yes.
That comes to your mind?
My most memorable good flight happened over the summer. The approach into Anchorage was so stunning. It was gorgeous, just looking at all the beautiful scenery. And actually, I think they had to delay our arrival, so we went in a lot of circles. We were in a holding pattern, so I got to see a lot of Anchorage, going in circles, and it was gorgeous. I was just absolutely mesmerized and in utter awe of what I was looking at.
It doesn't get dark there either, right? It wasn't.
No.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Well, now it's different. I think they're getting very minimal sunlight. But when I was there in the summer, it didn't get dark until after 11:30 or so, and even then, it was kind of like a twilight. It was still kind of a little bit of light out. It was kind of weird. My most memorable bad flight was when I flew down in Mexico, and I can't remember what airline it was. I want to say it was Viva Aerobus, but there was some weather happening, and it was the worst turbulence I've ever experienced, and I was terrified. I was literally gripping to my chair the whole time, and this was before I knew anything about turbulence and safety and all of that, so I was really scared. But
was that the one that made you want to learn more? You said there's an experience that made you want to learn more. Was that it?
No, that wasn't it. Actually, it was a plane accident. There was a plane crash.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, that's what really terrified me, and that's what got me started with, being into aviation.
Brad,
oddly enough.
Same question.
Me?
Yes.
Oh boy.
He's got stories for days.
How about
real quick.
Let me limit it to the ones I can talk about. Very briefly. I was on a Qantas flight once from Bangkok to Sydney, and we actually did a 360 around Uluru, which is Ayers Rock at sunset. That was really cool. I was on another Qantas flight. We were descending into Fiji for a fuel stop, and I'll never forget looking out the window. We're still like tens of thousands of feet up, and you could actually see a little boat in the water, and you could see a shadow of the boat on the seafloor. I'll never ever forget that. And then there was another one where I was on a United flight to Milan, and the sun in the wintertime, and the sun was just starting to creep up as we were about an hour out of Milan, and we were flying over the Alps in France and Switzerland, and like every single mountain was just covered in snow and just purple from that light, and it was just amazing. It was like not a cloud in the sky. It was, yeah. So there's more, but we'll just stick with that.
All right, and then our friend Andy there in the UK, always supporting the channel, also one of our diamond members. Andy and Sam. Always watching, always supporting. Hello. Hi, Kevin. Loving the show, and Merry Christmas to all of you. Well, thank you so much, Andy and Sammy. One of our biggest supporters.
Thank you, Andy. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks, Andy. And yes, Kevin, I'd like to congratulate you for 400 viewers on the Sky Lounge show. Woo! At least 400. I mean, this is pretty good.
Yes, there's a total of 480 people watching on Facebook.
Keep them questions coming.
I'm gonna credit Brandon and Smee for that. That's we're getting some good vibes here from everybody.
Absolutely, we're all just chilling out in the Sky Lounge. And Jeff and Moss Ryan always supporting the channel as well. He's one of our YouTube members with $7.17.
Okay, Jeff.
Hello to everyone. The Douglas brand tow tractors have 230 to 550 horsepower, depending on the model. Wow, it's amazing.
Well, there you go. Took the words out of my mouth.
They should do tug drag races. You put some big old metal pipes on those bad boys. And
well, you know what? When they go by, it sounds like a diesel engine in there. They go, so it's got some power behind there. So I'm gonna find out what that horsepower is.
I think it's all in torque, though. It's all in torque.
All right, another question, Brian. Oops. Our studio audience. $4.99 tip. Also one of our YouTube members. Question: what does the second half of numbers on the model mean? Like the A321-212, A350 1041, 737, 78, so on and so on. Anybody want to take that?
So Nick may know more, but what I can tell you is, with at least when it's just strictly numbers like that is almost always the airline's code for that particular aircraft. Like 212 would belong to anything 212 is a particular airline. Sometimes it has to do with the engine as well, but most of the time it's a identifier of the airline.
It would be an identifier of the airline that purchased the aircraft originally.
The plane. That's right.
Yeah. So in other words, So if you really, and that's a level of expertise and enthusiasm, I'll put it as gently, that is beyond what I am willing to put into the hobby. But yes, that is a way to identify, who the original owner of the aircraft was. So yes, that's the short answer to that.
I guess then I have a question then, because the A350, the 900 series and the 1000 series all end with it's 941 or 1041. That's on every single airline. So
really?
I guess. Yes.
So I think that's an
engine thing.
That might be an Airbus versus a Boeing thing. I know that on Boeing for sure. Those are, and I apologize for not knowing the correct minutia for the term, but it's like a builder number or a customer number or something like that. And I believe Airbus follows a different. I don't believe they follow the same exact formula for doing that. So I think that's the difference you're probably seeing there, Kevin.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably true. Somebody did mention in the chat Kai Tak, and I had completely forgotten about that. I got to do that twice. Yeah, that's pretty memorable.
and am I right? Is it still like syncing like all the time, where they got to keep refilling the channel with? Am I right on that?
The new airport might be like that, but Kai Tak closed in 1998 or something like that, and now it's like a mall or something. But it was right in like downtown Hong Kong, and that was really freaky. but it was fun. I think a pilot referred to it as 14 hours of sheer boredom followed by 2 minutes of sheer terror. Because they would land there in typhoons and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. I've seen the photos and the video. It's amazing. Jan with a $1.99 tip for today. Question: why are the runways in LA marked 24 and 25, in San Francisco 1 and 1?
Rudy and I were just looking at this, actually.
I was gonna say, I recently asked Brad about this, like, what is the runway heading? And I don't know if Brad wants to. I'm sure you have a more detailed explanation.
So they are all. They're all. Whoa! I just muted myself. Sorry. They're all. Yeah, I'm tired of listening to myself. No, they're all magnetic heading of 251, 251 degrees magnetic. The reason why, and you know, nobody at LAX has told me this, but this is just extrapolating from based on that. The reason why you have 25 and 24 is because you can only have 3 runways with the same number, because you'll have a left, a right, and a center. So 24L, 24C, 24R. Well, they have 4 runways at LAX. So the next best option is to use the next number available. And actually it's the 25s that are technically correct. It's the 24s that have been adapted. So, so the 24s are essentially there, even though they're the same exact directions, because there's one more runway than they could. There's no 24 left, center, right thing. You can only have 3. So, and then the other thing that's kind of interesting about that, which I'll drop real quickly here, is that these will change because the magnetic pole moves around, and so magnetic headings will change. So Santa Ana, Orange County, they changed not too long ago. That airport, that will forever be runway 19 right to me. I will hold it to the grave. But now it's 20 right, and I have a lot of getting used to. So it'll happen at LAX too.
That's how you know you're dealing with an old timer at an airport, is that they always refer to the runway digits. They're always off by a number, and that might seem strange if you are new to the hobby. But yes, that is the magnetic drift of the runways moving around. And having multiple runways where you are limited to 3 in a heading, that's not a situation that's unique to Los Angeles either. I know here in the U.S., Chicago O'Hare has a similar situation where they have enough parallel runways that they have to use multiple numbers that are off by a digit. Because left, right, and center would not give them enough options.
I was actually trying to think of an example, and that is exactly right. Yeah.
Yep.
Chicago is the best example of that. And
Ron
Jan.
H. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
Sure. All right. Ron H. asking, where's Sammy? Laugh out loud.
Yeah, where is Sammy?
You
all
let's bring
right?
up Sammy Cam real quick.
There we go.
He was
Oh,
there.
no.
But he just,
Wait a minute.
in the last 5 minutes, walked away.
You must be hungry.
So
You got to
Sammy
refund
Cam
that
is
tip now,
here.
Kevin.
Yep.
So I think one more thing
enough.
I saw someone mention in the comment section where they didn't understand what was going on with what we were talking about. So what you do when you say, for example, here in Minneapolis, we have runway 30 left and 30 right. That's the compass heading, which is between 0 to 360 degrees. So you chop off that last digit, and you get the compass heading that you would be flying when you land on that runway. So if you're flying at a heading of 300 degrees here at Minneapolis, you'd be landing on runway 30, 30 left or 30 right. So I hopefully that clarifies things. If that wasn't clear, you look at a compass and you're flying a heading. That's the direction you're going, north, south, east, or west. And that runway number correlates with the heading that you're flying, and it's the first 2 digits of that 3-digit compass direction. Yes, thank you, Rudy. Very nice. You're giving away your location there. You've got to be careful.
That might actually, and again, that might sound like an esoteric point, but like we were talking about with the ATC instructions, this is actually really, really important, because I hate to say it, but there have been accidents because the crews have wandered on and tried to take off from runways that they should not be taking off from. They thought they were on a different runway. And so it's always a check to check the heading and check the runway that you're going on. And in fact, some airlines actually have an audible system, and sometimes the pilots don't even really care for it because it seems kind of obvious, but it's a safety check. It says now entering runway 24 left. Like it will actually say out loud what you're doing. And again, it's just because this is a precedent, and they want to avoid more accidents, and that's a good way to do it.
So, Kevin,
Interesting. Yep.
oh, never mind. You have one. I had a question.
Eric York with a 499 tip, also going to weigh you 2 minutes. Thanks for what you guys are doing. It really helps me as I grieve the loss of my father, retired FedEx DC-10 captain John York. Thanks so much. Wow.
Sorry to hear that, Eric. Yeah, so sorry.
Sorry about that.
I bet he had some awesome stories of flying that DC-10.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
I bet.
I just went out and stood in the cold for 2 hours the other night because I had an alert for one of those FedEx DC-10s was coming into Minneapolis here. It was a substitute. It's an MD-10 now. But yes, those are fewer and further between now. So
Yeah, they only have, what, 2 or 3 of them left?
I think it's only a handful of the 10-30-30s or whatever they are that are left. So yes.
There was there was a question here, Kevin. I don't know if you see it on there. From Mina P. Mina P.
Oh, well, she has a tip. Yes, $25 tip.
Tip.
Mina P. Look at our diamond members. Thank you so much, Mina. Hello, sorry if someone else already asked this, but Brandon, which model did you end up getting? I only caught a few moments of your Instagram live the other night. Well, that's a perfect segue.
That is a segue.
I was going to ask Brandon about if he was ready to show us this brand new model. Did it come in the mail? Or did you go and pick it up?
No, I ordered it. I had to go pick it up in Burbank. Luckily, I had some work-related stuff that I had to do, so it was right across the street. But I got it at Burbank's House of Hobbies, and Kevin is ready.
Ready?
And Randy, are you still here? Tell us in the chat, Randy, if you're still here. I want to see if you're still here.
Randy.
No, go ahead. I'm talking.
Oh yeah, because we still have to get to Randy Schwartz.
Yeah, I'm talking to space.
Unboxing.
So I just want to.
Did you guys want to answer him first, or?
No, go ahead, Brandon. Go ahead.
Okay.
We want to see this model.
All right. So this is a big boy right here. So hopefully you guys can see it.
Wow.
Oh wow.
God.
Yeah. And sorry, Kevin. I know my lighting is kind of messed up.
No, it's all right.
I'm gonna get better within the next couple shows.
That is a huge box. Oh my gosh.
Oh, and what's funny about this one is they had ordered 4, and my good friend of mine, Ken, he said he had to take. I guess they took 3 from him. So this was the only one left, and I got it. And I wasn't going to get it. A little backstory. I won't be long. I wasn't going to get it, but when I like to look at my models before I get them. So this wasn't opening, so I couldn't pull the box out. So I didn't want to rip it for somebody else who loves their boxes if I wasn't going to get it. So anyway, it wouldn't come out, so that was a sign to get it. But enough gab. I'm going to open it for you guys.
Real quick, now who's the manufacturer of this? What model is this?
I want to say this is JC Wings. No, yeah, it's JC Wings.
JC Wings. Oh, our friends at JC Wings. Wow.
Yeah, or I mean, maybe someone else can say, but it's not really. I think it's a JC Wings, but yeah, it's the 50-year anniversary of excellence, and we're gonna open this bad boy up.
And the size of it is the 1/200.
Yeah, this is the 1/200 scale. Hope you guys can see that.
You can crawl into that thing.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
So we're gonna open this thing up. I'm not gonna take you guys too long here.
No, and it's cool. Actually, while you're doing that, I can answer a question. So this is from Jim McFarlane on Facebook. He asked, do the LAX runways ever turn around with the wind direction? And yeah, we were actually just talking about that a little earlier. It normally happens when you see a winter storm and with the way the wind's blowing, starts to blow the opposite direction. However, it can happen too when it's not storming. And actually it happens every single night at LAX. It's just sort of kind of something that isn't really discussed very often. But every night between midnight and 6 a.m., they will land on facing the city and depart facing the ocean as a noise abatement thing for the people that live around there. It's one of the rather nice things they do, I think, for folks. So that's the so yes, it does happen, and hopefully we'll see it on the show here in not too long.
Yes, absolutely. All right, Brandon. Yeah, all right.
I'm sorry, I couldn't get that box. I couldn't get it off.
I thought I heard a chainsaw.
So here we go. All right. So, oh my God, here we go.
This is the first time you've taken it out of the box.
Yeah,
this is a real unboxing live on.
Yeah, I did not take it out last night. I waited for you guys and everybody here. I wanted to do that out of respect for everybody. So Here we go.
Wow.
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 That is
Wow.
huge.
I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm gonna pull it out for you, and I'm gonna try to be as careful as I can.
And describe how heavy it is.
Oh
Yeah, I was
my
gonna
God.
ask, is
I'm
it
sure
heavy?
Everyone's.
This-
Yeah.
I mean, this has got to be a good 5 pounds, maybe, or maybe 2 or 3 pounds, or however you want to. But here it is, right here.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Wow, that's
Wow.
gorgeous.
yes.
Like I said, forgive me for my lighting, but that's
No.
it right here.
Wow.
So,
Gorgeous.
Yeah. And
Does it come with
I was-
landing gear or is it on a stand?
Oh, well, here's the stand right here. This is the stand right here,
Very
and
nice.
we do have landing gear, all packaged. So.
Wow.
And I was telling everybody on my other previous on our previous live streams, I used to be a real addicted plane collector, and I've died down a little bit, but I had to get this, so
Yes.
the addiction's still there. So that's it. I hope you guys.
Wow.
I know Mina P wanted to see it, and a few others, but that's a heavy model.
Yeah.
That's a
That
heavy
is-
model right there. But it's something that's going to be rare, and hopefully they come back to LAX soon. So
Yeah.
Kevin, have you ever seen that one there?
yeah, there we go.
Kevin, have you ever seen that
Yes.
plane
Yes,
there?
I have. Yes, many times. Yeah. I've got some great 4K video of her. Yes.
So I'm just going to
Absolutely.
offer one piece of advice to Brandon,
Yes, sir.
and tangentially to Kevin and Rudy as well. If you have children, keep them away from the models, because that is how they get ruined forever, very, very quickly.
They
Or
are
you
not
find-
toys.
Or you find an A380 tail on a 737 or something like that. There's always some permutation
Right.
going on.
Let me say this. It's not even, I don't have kids, I do want them eventually, but it's sometimes friends. And what I mean by that, friends, they want to come over and touch your stuff. And, a little backstory. My ex one time, she was interested in the models and she dropped one. And
And
broke
then she
two-
became the ex.
and broke
I was
two of my- yeah, and she broke 2 of my engines, but thank God for Gorilla Glue.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So, if you have
I was-
kids, you want to.
I was once proud of my collection. Oh,
Oh.
I was going to say I've had more people. I've had the local sales associate at my hobby shop drop more of the 1 to 400 scale models that I have than my dear children have. Thank goodness.
You know what?
Yeah. But for the kids, they make those little. They're about the same size as the 1 to 400 aircraft. They
call
make
it
them
Darren?
out there for the the Darren. Those are they're a fun little product, and
The little big
Yeah.
box.
it's a good way to spend $10 a piece over and over and over and over again as the kids need to complete that collection. So.
Smee, do you have any? Are you a collector of any of the models by chance?
I don't have any models.
Don't do it because you will get hooked.
I was gonna say we got to change that.
it's a
might
little
have
bit of
to
a
change
slippery
that.
slope.
Can I show one more?
I gotta say, I'm really jealous of Mark Mullen. That her art here
just
was
gonna say.
gorgeous, and that's one of my all-time favorite liveries. Gorgeous. I was like kind of hoping it wasn't gonna get claimed, but I'm very happy for him.
I know. I thought we were gonna have to do the drawing live on the show today.
Today.
No, Mark.
Yeah.
So
Got
Brandon's
his
got one
prize.
more thing. Look at that.
Mark,
Yes.
did you get yours? Did you get yours?
He hasn't gotten it yet. He lives in the UK. Kind of delayed by the holiday shipping at this moment.
Oh well, you
Yes.
guys. I'm sorry. I'm not even gonna show that, but you guys seen it. But yeah, I'm glad Mark got his. And
All right.
getting
Well,
his,
speaking
yeah.
of boxes,
yeah.
Rudy and I each have a box from our friend Randy Schwartz, who sent Rudy the boxes. Said, what did she say? She said she wanted these open live on
Yes.
the show, right, Rudy?
Randy would like for you to open it live on the show, and she also sent me one. Thank you so much, Randy.
Yeah, but your box is bigger than mine.
Wow.
She likes you more. All right. Well, Randy, hopefully you're watching. I think you were in there earlier.
Yeah, she's here.
Okay. All right.
Are you ready?
So let's. I gotta take some scissors and open up the box here. It's
Some
like
unboxings.
Christmas morning
Let's
here.
go. Let's go. Is there any money in there?
All right.
Gift cards,
Let me
man.
know when you got it open, and I'll just. We'll open it up at the same time.
Okay. I got it.
An iPhone.
Okay. All right. Ready?
Ready.
Okay. Opening them up. Well, look at that.
Oh my.
The United Per Art Here model. Very nice.
More to love.
Wow.
Those are very nice
Oh,
items.
that's Rudy's favorites.
Yes. More to love.
Look at that.
Very cool.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so
this
much,
is
Randy.
awesome.
She knows Kevin.
Christmas
and
came
Rudy
early.
well.
Those are some
That
nice
is
items.
amazing.
Yes.
That is.
Wow. You gonna open up yours, Rudy? Put it together? Or?
All right, I can.
What I find fascinating about those die-cast ones is how precise they can get them for something that small.
Oh
Like
my God.
I honestly can't decide what I like more because there's something about the heft and the detail that goes into those 1/400 die-cast models, and there's obviously the size of the 1/200s is cool too. But there's something about those die-cast models that's just so neat.
Very nice. Thank you so much, Randy. Big supporter of the channel. That was very nice of you. It almost feels like Christmas morning already.
Yeah, Christmas came early.
Brandon, someone's asking what your Instagram handle is.
Oh, my Instagram handle is just a plain guy, just as it's seen on my YouTube. JUSTAPLANGUY, just a plain guy.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just checking a look here if there's any other questions you guys had.
Keep them coming. Come on.
Is there anything
Yes,
else
Rudy's
on
the
you guys'
Sky
mind that you want to discuss
And
here
let's,
today?
let's get
Aviation?
up to 500 viewers.
I have a question for Smee. I'm just curious. I'm
Oh.
sure everyone at home is wondering what's it like to be a mod.
It's exciting. It's busy. There's never a dull moment, right? And like I was saying earlier, it's really exciting to connect with folks, see how folks are doing, and getting to know people, really well in the chat and check in with people from all over the world. It's exciting. It's very busy. You can't turn your head for a second, right? But it's exciting for sure. I enjoy it. It's really fun.
I can vouch for all that.
Yeah. I mean, you guys basically.
Always great.
yeah.
Always doing a great job.
Farham Ali, one of our diamond members of the channel. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. We appreciate that. Thank you, Kevin, Rudy, and Brad. My dad retired from Boeing after 40 years. I grew up with aviation and love how you've brought Av Geek World together. We certainly have, haven't we? We're just getting started in that front, I believe, as well. I mean, just wait until next year. You think?
Rudy, is that the 7.3 or the
already.
Airbus? That's the 7.3.
7.3, yeah.
Yep. Cool.
That is
Yeah.
an awesome
Cool.
model.
Wow.
For Sky Marks? Oh my God.
Yes, I'm like
Sky
a little
Marks
kid
is
right
really-
now. I'm loving this.
He's like putting it together right now.
Yeah, Sky Marks is really doing. Oh my.
Some
goodness.
assembly required. I love this though.
Does it come with wheels?
I have. No, I don't think so.
No.
I have a couple of these actually. Not more to love, but
That's
the Darren.
pretty. Look at that.
Wow.
Yeah. And
So
it
there's
comes
some-
with the stand.
There's some interesting comments and questions in here. Johannes from Seattle is asking, does anybody remember soaking decals in warm water before applying them? That was like one of the bane of my existences as a child trying to build a model. Are you kidding me? Because these things are, they make a butterfly
take the
wing look like a
tweezers.
2x4. Yes, you need tweezers. And then if you grab too hard, and then if it folded on itself, you're done. No.
Yep.
Yeah,
Then what were
that's-
you gonna
no.
do?
Yeah. Darren's asking how far we gotta live from LA airport. I'll let the others answer. I am in a different state, so I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, I'm in a different time zone.
Yes.
I'm the better part of a drive away. So
I'm less than 10 minutes away.
I'm about 10 seconds away. The studio's like literally, the planes are flying right over my head every day, which is a great thing.
I actually drove out there this morning. It took me about 40 minutes to get there.
I was gonna. Bring
Yeah,
up
we
that
were
question.
doing the little test run. Rudy will be at the garage for Garage Cam tomorrow, part of the 2-camera big Sunday show. I'll be at Imperial
Wow.
Hill, and Rudy will be there at at the garage.
That's an awesome model, right?
Randy, you just made Rudy's like Christmas, right?
so
Look at
happy.
that look on his
You
face.
can't fake a smile like that. Look at that.
I'm
Amazing.
so happy right now.
Aw.
Thank you, Randy.
Yeah, Steve Donnelly always supporting the channel, one of our YouTube members as well. Thank you so much, Steve. Hello, everyone. Do either of you have a particular brand of die-cast models you prefer from one or the other? Sorry if I'm putting you on the spot. A certain brand. I mean, I have Gemini and JC wings. I mean, they all do a really good job. I mean, they're done so well anymore. I mean, it's really hard to, honestly, for me to just figure out who makes who. I mean, even on this box, I don't even know who made this one. The logo's not even on there. Could be Gemini. It could be, I don't know.
You know, Gemini is good. Oh,
yeah.
Gemini is very good, but I've started to get into, well, because of Kevin, I started getting the JC wings. I never really knew too much about them. But M-Flight is really good too. M-Flight's really.
Oh yes, I've heard.
M-Flight is they're really detailed. I actually have an M-Flight Qantas and a couple others over the KLM, and they're very detailed. M-Flight's really, I think they're very expensive too. I paid for about close to about $260 for a model. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Yeah, that's how crazy I was.
Now the other nice thing about the way they make models these days, which it's probably good for everybody's brain cells, is there's no model glue involved. And I don't know if anybody else had the experience when they were kids messing with that model glue stuff, but wow! I mean, that's just like a controlled substance.
That was some tough stuff, man.
Yeah, no.
Randy Schwartz, thank you so much. That was awesome.
Yay.
Thank you.
Thank
Round
you.
of applause from our studio audience to Randy Schwartz. And Rudy loves his model. I mean, look. That's
a beautiful model.
Yes,
That's a
love
beautiful
it.
model.
Love. More to love.
That is crazy. I didn't know
Thank
Sky
you
Marks
so
was doing it
much.
like that. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we tried to limit the show for about maybe an hour and a half. We're on our last 10 minutes
Speaking
of the
of
show
cats.
here today.
My cat is trying to get into the box now.
It is being assimilated.
Here's a good question, Nick. Maybe you want to start this. What do you see for the year 2022 as we are wrapping up 2021 in the year of aviation? Are things gonna get better? What do you think? It seems like everyone's on a spree of ordering new planes, and things are looking positive, right?
Yeah, I'd say continued uncertainty, I think, is what I would say. I think there's been a little bit of volatility with schedules and things. I think we still don't have a good idea of how things are going to shake out. I hope we continue recovering. I hope we keep seeing more international carriers at Los Angeles. And I hope the number of airlines serving every airport continues to increase as 2022 goes along. But time will tell. I don't think that's a for sure thing yet. So we'll see. I'm not sure. But yes, I think we'll continue to see more innovation, I hope, and hopefully more special liveries too. I know several airlines have some interesting things in the works. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed. I mean, it seems like things are kind of moving in the right direction. Smee, your favorite airport is SFO, obviously, with your mug.
Yeah.
You've seen, in the past couple of years, you've seen, really busy to not busy at all. What are you seeing nowadays? Do you feel like it's kind of getting back to old times?
I do. We just recently got back Aer Lingus, which was really exciting. I was out in the storm watching it come in the other day because I was so excited for it to come back. And we got French Bee back this past week as well.
Oh, yeah.
That was exciting to see. I'm excited to get some of our A380s back. We haven't had any in a long time, so looking forward to those coming back for sure.
Excellent. And
Yeah.
Brad, I mean, what do you think? Moving forward?
You do me last.
Do you last? Brandon, what do you think?
As far as what's going to happen for 2022?
What in the next year, 2022? Do you feel aviation world is going to continue to get better? Do you think it's going to be stagnant? Do you think it's going to go
I think it's good. I think it's gonna be it's slowly but surely. You don't want to rush things too fast. I do see a beacon of light. You know, there are some things coming back, like everyone said. So I'm hopeful, but just take it slow. Might be a little, ups and downs, but I believe it's gonna come back full force in its due time. So I'm happy with what we have right now.
I'm
Hey,
surprised. This is Toby. I'm surprised he's letting me hold him because he hates being held.
Oh wow!
It's the model. You gave him a box. He's very happy.
Yes, he's very happy.
Yeah. Brady, what's your
what do you
prediction?
think?
It's kind of hard for me to make a prediction right now because things are starting to look a little scary in terms of, and I don't even want to say the word on our stream today, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like it might come in waves. Things were starting to look better, and now we're hearing announcements about certain airlines pulling certain aircraft out of their operations. So I think we're going to see waves of it. Like, things get better, then things start to scale down a little bit, and then get better, and I don't know. We'll see.
That's a good
Brad?
segue to my answer.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a merger announced. Either a merger
Here in the U.S.
or in the U.S. Either a merger or there's going to be some huge, like rockin' news that I have no information. This is not like me hinting at anything. This is nothing like that.
Right.
I think the airlines are at a crossroads right now. I think that well, in the short of it, there's a lot of airline for not a lot of passengers, and there's a lot of passengers, but in the passenger market, except for what's happened over the last couple of years, has been growing. But I just feel like something's got to give, and I feel like that might be a way to handle some of that. And I don't think we're done with the mergers after the big six joined each other. Let's just put it that way. That's just my hunch.
It's about time for something. Yeah, I mean, it was going on for a while there, and then it just kind of stopped. So
yeah, I mean, and where I'm also going with this a little bit too. One of the options that comes to mind is something like a Spirit Frontier combo. Maybe that seems like that could make sense a little bit. Just consolidating that sort of ultra low cost carrier thing. So other than that, like I could see other players involved with this too, and I don't necessarily want to go down this road, but it's something that seems to be coming to mind. Is like you get this sense that something's got to change with the condition of the industry right now, and that's one way they like to deal with it.
Interesting. Well, I guess we'll see as we
was
wrap
gonna
up
say,
2021. Yeah.
Did anybody hear about I think it's Singapore with a A350 cargo freighter? Anybody hear about that?
They ordered some.
Yeah.
That'll look pretty sweet.
Can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
Wyatt, real quick. Wyatt's with a $2 tip for the show. Thank you, Wyatt. And we also have one more, real quick. We gotta get these. Joseph, also the $10 tip, also one of our awesome YouTube members, also one of our mods as well. Question for Smee: is Harper, snoot within bopping range?
Joe, I wish that I could tell you, yes, she is taking a nap across the room right now, but I might have to make that happen in a future show. So she makes her appearance in the stream every once in a while, so I will give her a boot for you when the show is over.
Yeah.
All right. So Rudy's going to take us out with one more holiday jingle, and we've got our Brady Bunch lineup right here. I would add Sammy, but again, Sammy.
Is he there? Where?
I've had enough.
Where you at?
He went to the other room. Anyway. Yes. So, thank you all for joining us here for another Sky Lounge.
Yeah, thanks. And let us know what you think about this.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Yeah.
I mean, we could add another 3 people to the show, and I mean, we really have the Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
No.
It's been one of the highlights of my weekends doing this. Real chill. Smee, awesome to meet you.
Yeah,
Brad,
good to meet you.
good to see you again. Nick, Rudy, Kevin, appreciate you guys for even having me on. It's an honor to be here.
Yeah. And I think I would just say, this will probably, I'm guessing this is probably the last one of these for this year. I mean, unless Kevin's got something up his sleeve that he's not telling me about. But I'm think we're kind of running to a close on 2021. Yeah. So I just want to wish everybody a very happy New Year. And I have, if maybe that's my next prediction, as I see this channel doing some really interesting, fun things in 2022, and growing even more. And I think that's all thanks to everybody that's watching this either live right now or after the fact. And it's also thanks to the hard work that Kevin puts into this thing. You guys don't even know. You don't even know. Like, I mean, I actually joke with him sometimes because he'll be like, "Oh, I've got something to do," and I'm like, "What? There's something other than work?" And he's like, "I know." But I mean, the guy puts in so much work with this. Everybody, so much work, and so maybe being the end of the year show here in 2021, Kevin, you have created this. Kudos to you, my friend, and this is 2022 is going to be awesome, and this is all you're doing right here.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's a
you
lot
should
of
be
work.
Proud.
It's a lot of work. I'm very proud.
Absolutely.
And I can only, I'm excited for 2022 because really, honestly, the live element of this channel is not even a year old. It's 9 months.
That's the crazy thing.
9-10 months. So, I mean, honestly, when I always say we're just getting started, we are just getting started. So, Ron H, real quick, back with another tip. Awesome. This is a great show. And best stream and mods. Thank you, Ron. That's right. We do have the best mods in the live stream industry, right? Absolutely. All right. Rudy. I guess it's all you. All right. If you want to take us in for holiday cheer.
Here we go.
Let's get it. That's how you play that clarinet. That's how you play it.
Awesome, Rudy. All right. Well,
any final parting thoughts from the top row, Kevin?
We'll see you tomorrow at 7 a.m. for our big show. I'll be at Imperial Hill as always. Rudy will be joining me in second cam. He'll be at the garage cam for the first time ever. I mean, it's going to be, we're talking about a big show. That's going to be a big show tomorrow. We can't wait. And then we got a whole next week full of shows as well. So,
can we play the outgoing country?
Oh, of course. Any outgoing remarks?
I love it.
Nick.
No. I'm just so happy I've gotten to know all of you guys, and thinking about our friend Brad, I'm so glad. Or Bill, excuse me. Thinking about my friend Bill, who's no longer with us. I'm so glad I've gotten to know all of you, and it really is a wonderful community. Thank you for letting me be a part of it. And awesome. Let's be nice to each other and be thankful that we've all had this opportunity. It was a wonderful thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Smee, real quick.
Happy holidays to everyone. And this is such an amazing community to be a part of. I'm really grateful to all the viewers and everybody Thank you. Happy holidays.
No, thank you. Yes.
And
Brad.
Kevin, stop stepping on my head. That's all I ask.
It's so fitting that you're like right below me, looking.
I
at
know.
me, like,
I know. It says a lot. But it's good.
Yeah.
Brandon.
I'm just gonna piggyback on what everybody said. Smee, it was awesome to meet you. Brad, good to see you again. Nick, good to see you again. Kevin and Rudy, I appreciate you guys. As you guys have all said, I never met you guys before. Like I know you guys now, but I never met you guys before. I've always gotten comments in the chats and YouTube and all that. But it's heartwarming, to what this community and this aviation community has brought into my life, and I appreciate you guys for that. And Nick, with Jet Tip, it's a must, as Kevin says. Appreciate you. And Brad, with all your knowledge and wisdom, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Wisdom may not be the word for it, but we'll go with knowledge.
And
we go
Rudy.
with music.
Rudy.
Yeah, I think someone's knocking at my door, and I think that means my calendars are here. So
all
please,
right. We really gotta go. All right.
Put me down for one, Rudy. Put me down for one.
I just gotta say,
Yep.
Kevin and I were reflecting this morning on how this all started and just the small audience that he had at the very beginning of the year with the live stream element, and look at where we are now. It's just incredible the amount of support that you all show Kevin and the channel. So thank you so much for all of your support and for watching and for commenting and sharing everything you do for the channel. Thank you so much, and thank you for joining us today. I'm so excited to see you all tomorrow for our big Sunday show. And
All right.
that's all. Thank you.
All right. See you guys. We'll see you tomorrow at 7 a.m. for the big show. Thank you guys for all joining me here on the Sky Lounge. And thank you all at home for tuning in and watching us. We'll see you tomorrow, right?
Merry Christmas,
All
Happy
right.
New Year.
Yes.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Ho, ho, ho.
Absolutely. All right. We will see you tomorrow for the big show. All right. Right here on Airline Videos Live. All right. Have a great Saturday night if it's not Sunday morning already. All right. Good night, everyone.